All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol OCGN, Ocugen Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that towards the end of this video, I'm going to be discussing about a video that I posted about a week ago, and a lot of investors are overlooking it. And I don't want a single subscriber or viewer coming across my channel to overlook it or miss out on it. I'm going to be talking about the S&P 500 index towards the end of the video. I will be summarizing everything, whether we're in a market crash or in a correction. So check it out. And if you have time to watch the full video, I really encourage you guys to check it out and even share it so more investors are aware. Now, for any investor that is interested in knowing what ticker symbols I'm watching, you can join me over at the Patreon. The link is down below in the description. We've already talked about 10 plus ticker symbols in the last few days that we've added to our watch list. So if you want to join us and know what I'm watching live, check it out. The link is down below in the description. So Ocugen, it got close to $8 and it's broken through it after hours, right? I've been stating in the heading, right, the title of these videos, could it hold itself up above price target that analysis ratings have given it of $8? Well, it's finally broken through it. It broke through it here, but it brought itself back up. The question is, will it continue this trend? So let's look at our new support and our new resistance. But before I even finish moving all this up, I want to go back a moment in time. And I have this arrow and circle drawn from a previous video where I talked about we could be in a downward trend for some weeks and even months if this takes a while. And I did a video called The News Before the News, right? Where I announced that Ocugen wanted to go ahead and increment their price of, not their price, excuse me, their volume of shares. They had like 200 million. They wanted to bump it up to 250 million, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I had the original documents in the previous videos. Now, very interesting to me that they want to do this. And we talked about it way back over here. I wanted every single investor to be prepared and not get caught by surprise. And the day they announced it, which it said it on the document, would be on the 22nd. All the articles came out. This fell. But it's not only falling because of that. It's falling because the overall market as well is a little rocky and shaky. So I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that we could be in a slight trend like this. I don't think we'll come back down to these numbers. At least I don't think so, right? We don't know where this is going to go and nobody knows the bottom. But we could be in a slight trend that this took weeks and even a month, right, to finally hit a bottom before it ran up again and it hit a catalyst. So what I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of is that we could be in a slight, subtle, right, throughout the volatility, downward trend hitting newer lows until the stock gets another catalyst, especially with what they call, some investors will call it dilution of shares. And when I mean dilution, I mean because they're going to increase the amount of shares that are available, which in the long term, if investors really believe in this and institutional investors load up, it's going to bring the stock price higher than before because now there's more shares to buy. So that means there's a bigger market cap and there's even more money coming into the stock. But that's the long term. In the short term, we might be in a subtle downward movement leading into that vote, which is supposed to happen on March 16th. If anybody wants to put a link down below to help other investors be aware of this and not just hear me say it, but see it, please do so. And I might bring up the document again when I first found it back on February like 16th, 15th that I talked about it to share it with everyone and make every single investor aware. So let's see our support first. Our support here is 784. That gets broken through. We need to watch carefully how it reacts between 784 and 710. 710, 711, give or take. Okay? The bulls definitely want to try to reappear and bring this one back up. or you want to see if the bears are trying to pull this one down fairly fast. Now, our resistance is slightly below the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is 866. Our resistance is 863. Honestly, I would focus in more on 866 for the bulls to break through both and reach newer highs and new resistance levels. So I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of this. The bulls need to break through the 50-day moving average to then focus in on 908 and then all the way back up here at 945. But before getting there, 866. Yes, our resistance is 863, but 866 is the true point of reference so that the bulls can break through resistance, the 50-day moving average, and reach newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned till the end because I have a ticker symbol. Actually, not a ticker symbol. I'm so used to saying that. I have information on the S&P 500 index that you don't want to miss, and you definitely want to stay tuned on in for. Stay tuned. So for everyone that has made it to this point in the video, the information I'm about to share with you guys is one that I don't want investors to overlook. A lot of you are missing out on this information. We're going to talk about a video that I posted a few days ago, almost a week ago, and there's 24K subscribers, and a lot of you are passing off this information, and I'm going to show you why I want to really emphasize this, and I need your guys' support to go ahead and share the information after you've watched it if you find value in it. So we're going to jump into that in just a moment. But I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a Patreon now. And if you want to know live updates on what I'm watching throughout the week and weekly, the link is down below in the description. I've been talking about several different ticker symbols hitting their bottoms, and they're looking like a great opportunity. I've talked about already 10 of them, and this is the perfect time to go ahead and join in on Patreon and see these ticker symbols as they're going down. There's no fear of missing out. You have time to research the company. You have time to see if it's a temporary pullback and make your own rational decisions. This is the time to watch closely what is going on, and I'm sharing with you guys the picks that I have to add to your watch list and keep on your radar. So here are the different tiers that you can join in on. The link is down below in the description. So what video is it that I need your guys' support to watch it? And not only that, but share it so that every single investor and viewer is aware. So let's go ahead and go down here. So I talked about it a few days ago, and many of you actually went and watched it, and I started getting comments, and I'm really thankful for that. But here it is. Stock market crash, or is it the beginning of a correction where opportunity meets the prepared? So we are looking at the stock market right now, hopefully in the perspective of a correction. If it's a crash, this could take months, this can take years. I go over all the information there and how the Federal Reserve definitely has big support over the market. We already saw that this week. The market was falling, and the S&P 500 index, it started to bounce right back up. Look how nice it bounced. It bounced from here and these lows down here all the way up to here. All it took was for the Federal Reserve to pop up and say, hey guys, we haven't left. We're still here. We do exist. We're going to make sure we continue to support and keep things flowing. And then we just started to fall after they never popped up again. And that's all we've been feeling this week. We need to see how the week's going to end tomorrow. So depending on how the week ends tomorrow, you guys have to make the time to watch this video. I went over everything with the Federal Reserve, the chart itself, the behavior, how it's reacting, and so forth. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not predicting. I'm going based off of fundamentals and all the analytics. So I definitely recommend watching this video. Now, I really like this comment. This is the comment that motivated me to share this with you guys. This was an hour ago, and this is on the same video, market crash or correction. So seems like your thesis is holding up pretty nice. I closed all profitable positions Friday when I saw the video because it made a lot of sense to me. Looks like it was the right decision. Now, to that investor, I want to go ahead and say I'm glad you were able to make a rational decision. I hope it wasn't just my video, but it was your rationale after you seeing where your positions were and how you felt about it. Because I don't talk about any specific positions here. I'm not telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold. But something I do talk about is the fact that I'm not a bear. I'm a true bull. I like looking for stocks that are running up, but I do want to be aware and prepared. And I want every single investor to not be caught by surprise by what is going on right now. So I'm hoping personally, because I don't know tomorrow what's going on or overall the whole market, if we're crashing, it's going to be a big deal. But I'm hoping that we're in a correction, right? I'm hoping that this correction could fall down. We can end up down here at the 3,600, maybe worst case scenario down here at the 35, and then maybe even coming closer to 32. Who knows, right? That's what a correction might do. If we're in a crash, we might see a large downward trend, and for us to recover, it's going to take months, even a year, right? Or even years, right? So I want every single investor and viewer to check out the video. I'm not predicting anything, and I'm not, being a fortune teller. I'm going off of the analytics and everything the chart is showing us. I even talk about since this point, since we were already almost oversold, we were pulling back, and we're seeing the behavior of the chart. We want to pay close attention. I mean, this little jump right here was a really nice jump for the market, but I mean, we're losing it just as fast. Like, that's all it took, a day or two. So I really want every single investor and viewer to obtain this knowledge and this perspective for themselves to make their own rational decisions. And I don't want any single investor to be caught by surprise. I want us to all be prepared. So once again, the video is called Stock Market Crash, or is it the beginning of a correction where opportunity meets the prepared? So what we've been doing over on the Patreon, we've been preparing. So once again, if you want to join on in and you want to know what stocks we're watching and that are going into oversold territory, you can join us down below in the description. The link is there. You'll be redirected and you can go ahead and join us over at Patreon. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.